Hey there, Grateful Gang. It's Lauren with Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. And we have with us episode number 24 of our show, Gratefully Living the Chronic Life. And what we do every Thursday, well, Thursday evening, my time, is we touch on topics that not only those of us with chronic pain and chronic conditions live with, but basically, it seems like so far at least, all of our episodes touch on some kind of struggle. I'm going to take this out. Excuse me for a second. I hope the audio sounds better to you guys than it did to me in these earbuds. If not, if somebody could let me know. I'm not exactly sure what I could do about it because I'm not the most technologically savvy, but it was sounding a little bit tinny to me. But anyway, so our topics really could be related to anybody with struggles in their lives, which is, last I checked, it's everybody. So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you. We have kind of an interactive environment here, which means you can put a comment, a question, an idea in, and as long as we have time, I will get it on the screen for you, because we like, rather than me just talking at you all, which is no fun, I like having a give and take with everybody, because that's how we learn from each other, is ideas from one person may help somebody else. So anyway, if it's your first time logging in, the software that I'm using is a software called StreamYard. And the StreamYard allows us to be interactive with the questions and all that. You need to allow them permission. When you logged in, it should have asked, do we have permission or something like that? And as long as you click yes, your name and your photo will show up with your comment. If you don't, then you're going to show up as Facebook user, which is no big deal really. But if you want your name and your fame for your comment or question, please give them permission. So we start each episode by me. I collect gratitude T-shirts, but I'm sad to say that this one's a repeat. This is my first repeat. So for the past 23 episodes, I haven't had to repeat. And there's a couple left, but they're like kind of beat up and stuff. So I figure it's time to repeat, because I don't think anybody would notice the difference.
Could you try again?
This is the second time that's happened to me where my iWatch starts talking to me and I'm not sure why. Haven't really, you shush. I knew nobody would notice. Anyway, I actually thought I hadn't worn this one yet. And then I was watching the video opener that my nieces made for me. And I was kind of remembering it and being like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that shirt in the beginning where I do my little waves. And sure enough, it was early on, but I have worn it. So thankful, grateful, blessed. We're into the long sleeve shirts now, because in my neck of the woods in New Jersey, it's starting to get little chilly and with the fall and all of that, which I actually like. I like the spring and the fall seasons, just they don't seem to last long enough for me. It's like it either goes from really hot to really cold very quickly. So I'm hoping that a light long sleeve shirt will keep me going for a while. So anyway, thank you all of you for joining us. We do this live every Thursday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those that can't attend live, it is recorded. So it's available to watch later on, or you can go back to it. Also, if you heard an idea that you liked and you couldn't quite remember, you can go back. And I am pleased to announce, not that anybody would know the difference of this either, but I'm pleased to announce it. So we've had a YouTube channel for a while. I don't send many people to it, although those that aren't in our closed group, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, most of you are probably watching on YouTube. And thank you for that. You have to have 100, I guess it's followers, 100 subscribers on YouTube in order for yourself, you can get a custom YouTube name. So before it was like YouTube .com/ bunch of crazy numbers and letters. But now we have 101 subscribers, and our name is, oh, it added stuff on to me, but you can do youtube.com/ attitude of gratitude with chronic pain. Ooh, little easier to remember. So all of our previous episodes are there, as well as some older interviews and things that I've done over the years. So if you aren't a subscriber on YouTube, let's up it a little bit more. So go onto YouTube when you get a chance and click subscribe, and it will remind you when, alert you when new things are up. Let's see, we've got some comments already before we get started on our very interesting topic. At least it is to me, and I hope you find it as well. Let me turn off the... where is it? There we go. Margaret DeCarica Morris. Hi, Lauren and friends. Hi, Margaret. Thanks for being here. Pamela Creighton, you sound fine. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, Pamela. Linda says, hi, everyone. Hi, Linda. Linda's the heart of this group. She's got the pulse on everything that's going on, and I couldn't, all of my moderators are wonderful. Linda's been with me the longest, and she's just wonderful. Thank you, Linda. I love you very much. Jen Leos, another one of our moderators who's running several of our sister pages. Hi, Lauren. Audio is okay. Thank you very much. Linda Canaliki is here. Hi, Lauren. Glad to be here. Thank you for these wonderful videos. Thank you. I enjoy doing them. I put a lot of work into them, which you probably wouldn't necessarily notice either, because a lot of them are like hot mess, but I am a hot mess, so it's kind of me. And I don't go back and edit them because I like things being authentic. So that's just the way we are. But if you get a lot out of it, and we do get a lot of viewers live every week. According to Facebook, most people watch recorded videos, but we get quite a bit live, which is great because, like I said previously, I like having it interactive. Jen Leo says, hi, everyone. Pamela Creighton says, and your hair and you look great. Thank you. My daughter came home from work like maybe an hour ago, and she said, Mom, you look gorgeous. Did you get your hair done? And my answer was, no, it just happened to like fall the right way today. So I'm really glad that I was going live. I have a good hair day. Usually it's the opposite. So thank you, Pamela. That's awfully nice. There's closed caption on the screen too, doesn't block anything. Really? Is it just showing up automatically? I've seen the thing where I can turn it on or off. I don't know where I saw it. Yeah, let me know if it's constantly on, because that could be annoying or helpful. Rob and I watched the TV with closed captioning on all the time, particularly for me, because I like to hear what people are saying. Karen's here. Hi, everyone. Hi, Karen. Thanks for being here. Hang on. Oh, I see my nieces here. My mom, yes, your hair does look good. My mom's the hair police, and she refers to that here. Thank you, Mom. Her hair's getting really long with the pandemic, and I keep telling her I like it like that, so I hope she does. Thanks, Mom. Mwah. Lindsay, my niece, Lindsay Portland, congrats. Thank you. And Campbell, otherwise known as Soupy. Hey, Aunt Lauren, congrats on the 100 subscribers. You are well on your way to becoming a super YouTube influencer. I don't know what that is, but I want to be one. But in our group, in our Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain group, we have 5,400 and change members. So that's what I'm the most proud of. But we get new members coming in, finding us on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. And here's McKenna, Miss Baby Mac, I call her. She and Lindsay are twins. Yay, 101 subscribers. Now, nobody can unsubscribe because that's going to put me back. I wonder what happens then if they put you back. Do I have to give up my customized name, I wonder, or they let you have it? I don't know. Karen saying hi to a bunch of people. Tammy's here. Good evening. Hey, Tammy. Nice to see you again. Linda says, oh, thank you. I love you too. I love you. Facebook user, I can't see who you are. I guess you didn't get a chance to sign in, or if you did, it didn't work. But whoever said this, you are truly a wonderful hot mess. Thank you. That's seriously like the best compliment ever, because I know I'm a hot mess. And I kind of embrace that hot messness. But a wonderful hot mess, a truly a wonderful hot mess, I like it. Karen says she loves my hair. My hair is going to be like the topic of the, forget having fun as the topic, it's going to be my hair. Jen says it's blocking the viewer's comment. How would I get rid of that, I wonder? Does that happen every week? Does it always block the viewer's content or the viewer's comments, I wonder? There's very few options for me to click on here, which is surprising, I know, because I tend to mess it up all the time. I know I've seen it before. Let me check the setting. I don't want to block anybody's comments, because that's what makes us so cool. Camera resolution. Let's try general. Darn. I don't know if anybody out there has used StreamYard, but I wonder if I can move the comments. No. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'll figure it out before the next one. Maybe. Facebook user says, hello, everyone. My dad's here. You are always gorgeous. Thanks, Dad. He has to say that, though. He's my dad. Oh, Tammy Blizzard says, I don't see the closed captioning you're saying. Well, that's good. So, Jen, that probably means it's on your end. Not that that can help you, because I couldn't tell you what you're watching it on, but check your settings and see. I don't want to block anybody's stuff. Karen says she's a hot mess too. That's great. And others are saying they don't see it. That's good. It's normal to me. I had the pleasure of meeting Tammy Blizzard in person at Flush the Format. Was it Wednesday afternoon? No, Tuesday night. And I really enjoyed talking to you. I hope you come back. For those of you that don't know, Flush the Format is a live chat that we offer Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Wednesday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's basically a conversation free for all. Where in the group, we don't talk about our specifics or complain, because we want it to be an uplifting, motivating place. But that being said, we realize the need for venting with what we deal with, live with. So that's what Flush the Format's about. And I'm actually going to talk about that a little later, but it's funny, we have some serious things that come out at Flush the Format. Obviously, we're all very sick or injured or having issues in some way. And somehow we always end up laughing, which I think is a great thing about us. Tammy says, my daddy's sweet. I know. Facebook user, I don't see it either. Yeah, I think it is individual settings. Okay, I don't see anything on YouTube or Facebook. Comments are showing. Oh, it's Cecilia. Hey, Cecilia, who complanted your hot mess. Great. So I'm going to turn off the comments for now. We'll get back to them in a little bit. And I wanted to talk about our topic for the evening, if I can get rid of this comment. So I chose this topic. I kind of like to try to alternate like tough, heavy subjects and topics to something maybe the next week or 2 weeks after that isn't so heavy. Now, even though we're talking about having fun, the reason why we're going to talk about having fun is because, most of us deal with heavy stuff, whether you live with chronic pain or not. There's heavy stuff. And not just with our health or our personal well-being. Without talking about politics, if you live in the United States, politics are very ugly. The pandemic, just, I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that says 2020 isn't the greatest year. It's heavy. And when you've got your own stuff going on already, you're trying to feel good, maintain your health, maybe trying to get diagnosed or whatever. Having this other stuff out there can really lead to depression. Chronic pain and depression kind of go together anyway. But I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about the importance of having fun for our health. And then I'm going to put up the first and maybe last question, depending on how many we get. I want to find out from you guys. Tell us ways you have found to add more fun to your life. And you can write it in the comments and I'll try to get it on the screen for you. When you're sick or going through the struggles that most of us are or have been in the past, we tend to take life very seriously, and rightfully so. We take ourselves seriously. We take life seriously. It sounds so easy, right? To say, go have fun. Like when you're a kid, it's easy. And then you grow into an adult and real life struggles happen for all of us in one way or another. And it's really kind of hard to just jump into that fun without putting some work into it. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. But in doing research for this topic, I had read that having fun was good for you, good for your wellness, which doesn't surprise anybody, I'm sure. But I wanted to read you a couple things that I found. So you all know the saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I wanted to find out the originators of that, and I couldn't find it. But I know it's a proverb that people use to say you need to add fun to your life. So we're going to try to make all of these Jacks that are joining us, we're going to try to make us not dull. But besides being dull, not having fun in your life can make you sick or sicker. Sick, if you're not having fun, it says you're sick in body, mind, and spirit. And that it says there's a direct correlation between mood and disease and pain. And I bet those of you with chronic pain will notice that maybe at times you're really stressed out. At least it does for me. When you're really stressed out, my condition gets worse. My tremors might get worse. My speech might get worse. Memory gets worse. And those are all things that I found in my research for tonight. It also helps, having fun helps the good chemicals that are in you, like serotonin and endorphins, and it helps your immune system. It helps you from getting sicker, which is great. Sigmund Freud, who all of you know, one of the giants in modern psychological theories, coined the term the pleasure principle in the 1920s. And he concluded that the most basic part of our personality is like an innocent, egoless child discovering extreme pleasure, then pursuing that ecstasy, that fun without restraint or limit. What a great time that was, and we didn't even realize it, right? We do anything to have fun, and it's amazing how children, no matter what their condition, no matter where they are, or maybe they're in a timeout, but they'll figure out a way to have fun. And somewhere along the line, we grow into adults and we lose that. And like I said earlier, we have to think more about having fun and how we can do it. And also some of the ideas are different now for a couple reasons. Those of us that live with chronic conditions can't necessarily do some of the things that we used to consider fun in our lives pre-diagnosis or pre-depression, anxiety, or whatever. But like we've said just about every week, I think, we have to be adaptable and flexible to our new conditions and find different and new ways to have fun. Oop, that didn't mean to go up, or did, but so I'm dying to hear from you guys what conditions you've found to have fun. Is it something new, like a new hobby you've developed? Is it old stuff? I think as adults too, we often feel guilty to having fun. We feel that a lot of the times we feel like it's wasted time. And many of us with chronic conditions also already feel like we've lost some of our worth because we can't do the things we used to do anymore. And it's all self-inflicted. If you have somebody in your life telling you you're worthless, that's one thing, and that's awfully sad, but you are not. You are not worthless. You could not help what you deal with. Nobody can help it, no matter what your condition is. So an attitude of gratitude with chronic pain, the reason why the group exists is for all of us to try to adapt to our new situations and try to seek as much happiness as we can, because we're never promised tomorrow. And not to be, not to get down or anything, but we're really not. Our time could end today. And can you honestly say that you've had fun while you're doing it? I hope so. And I bet if you looked back on it, you'd say, I wish I had more fun. I think that might be, there's a book. What's the name of the book? There was a hospice nurse who wrote this book. She would sit at the deathbeds of all of her patients and ask them, I think, like a handful of things that they wish they had, five regrets before dying. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I think one of them, and somebody can correct me, I think one of them is I wish I had more fun. And that's prime examples, right, from the poor people that we're talking from their deathbeds. So we can use that and try to apply it to our own lives. So kids can do it without restraint. And I said before that adults have a hard time doing that. But we need to, because like I mentioned about endorphins, serotonin, these are chemicals that help our health, body, mind, and spirit, and our immune system. And definitely, like I said, our emotional health, and our emotional health ties directly into our physical health. Studies have been shown it. I'm not saying that if you have pain, it's because you're an emotional, having emotional problems, but it does make it worse. But the thing with adults is, eventually along the line, we realize that, maybe we'd like to have no restraint like children do when they're young. But we can't exactly do that, because we need to have limits and do it in moderation. Otherwise, bad things can happen with hedonism, right? Addiction, which I know full well about. I'm a recovering alcoholic of 7.5 years. Alcohol was my pain medicine, and it helped very briefly until it just made my life a mess. And I'm so glad to be rid of that. People can overeat. Hot fudge sundaes 10 times a day is going to cause problems with your health also. So we've got to moderate the indulgence. If we stop flooding our brains and bodies with those feel-good chemicals on a regular basis, we stop the natural medicine that comes with keeping us well, body, mind, and spirit. And then we get sick, body, mind, and spirit. All of these good things, and we're going to talk about these good things. I see we've got some comments. They flood our brains and bodies with those chemicals that make us feel good, that produce health. Without fun, we not only become dull, we get sick. The Buddha had a great quote I saw. He confronted the suffering that's a normal part of life. Everybody has suffering in their lives at one point. And he taught his followers how to find bliss. And he defined bliss as a life free from fear and suffering, filled with life's greatest pleasure. And it's the hallmark of real health. I should have written that down on a banner. I'm going to read it again. The Buddha talked about how to find real bliss, how to find bliss in your life. And he is quoted as saying, a life free from fear and suffering, filled with life's greatest pleasure, is the hallmark of real health. Gosh, that makes me want to find fun, doesn't it? There's another thing I found interesting. Certain experiences trigger a flood of chemicals in your brain. And some of these chemicals are the neurotransmitters that are associated with moods like elation and happiness. Some are called endorphins, which I already mentioned. You know what endorphins means, I guess, in Latin? Morphine within. No joke. Endorphins means morphine within, because they were discovered to act in the same way in the brain as the opiates, the pain-killing feel-good drugs that can create a feeling of euphoria. They never did that for me, but I know for a lot of people it does. And I'm not telling you to go out and get opiates or morphine or any of that. I just found the word or the definition of endorphins to mean morphine within just absolutely fascinating. So there's a lot more. I wanted to talk briefly about, back if you've been watching me from, the beginning, I think around episode 3 or 4, I had a friend of mine and my mentor, Dr. Bruce Singer, on the show. And he wrote this book called Black Duck Moments Every Day. And he talked about what black ducks were, and he taught me this. I'd gone to a clinic that he runs. It's a month of rehab, so getting sober and also learning how to deal with chronic pain. And he explained to us what black ducks were. And I wanted to read to you for those that may not know. He writes in the introduction of his book, Black Duck Moments Every Day. What are black duck moments, and what do they have to do with chronic pain or chronic illness? Let me tell you a story. He made up the story, but it has a good point. Long ago in a faraway land, thousands of white ducks filled the rivers and the ponds. They paddled on lakes and migrated overhead. Naturally, everyone assumed that all ducks were white. One day, the strangest thing happened to a sharp-eyed peasant. He looked across a river and spotted a black duck. The news spread throughout the village, then the kingdom itself. The sight of a single black duck created a paradigm shift in the collective consciousness. No longer could the people cling to the belief that all ducks are white. When we suffer from chronic pain or chronic illness, it may seem that all our ducks are white. That is, our current problems look like they will never end, and happiness or personal fulfillment will always be out of reach. Do you say that your pain is killing you, like your back is killing you? Are you convinced nothing helps and there's no point to living like this? Do you tell yourself that you're in constant pain? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you've become a collector of white ducks. Own too many of them and you will sink into a demoralized despair, isolating yourself from friends and family. You may even turn to the white ducks of alcohol and drugs in an increasing desperate effort to numb those thoughts and feelings you can neither tolerate nor escape. If you're sick and tired of white ducks, how willing would you be to search for the black ones? Think of each black duck as an unexpected gift. I'll end there and just explain what the rest of it is. The black ducks are a gift because black ducks are things that make you happy. Maybe they surprise you. After being told this story at rehab, my first black duck moment where I forgot about how miserable I was to be at rehab and getting sober was laughing with my roommate, Jackie. She was 20 years younger than me. I didn't think we'd have anything in common. She turned out to be a very good friend of mine, and she is so funny. And she was making me laugh out loud so hard one night when we were going to bed. I forget what it was about, but I realized for that minute that I forgot about my pain. I forgot about the rest of it. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about tonight, is different ways you can have fun that maybe others wouldn't consider fun. Maybe it's seeing a beautiful flower, beautiful piece of music. I want to hear from you guys what your black ducks are or how you have fun. And I'm getting a lot of comments. I'm going to go back to them right now. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Faith Clancy's here. Faith! Yay, Faith, tell everybody where you're from. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, her time. She's one of our original members. And we all love her to death, the old-time members. So she really made an effort to come here tonight. And Faith, I want you to tell everybody where you're from. Oh, Kathy, you look so pretty tonight. Thank you. Jen Leo says, it's me. I fixed it. Her closed captioning episode, or her closed captioning issue. Deborah Immer Scott's here. Hello, everyone. Faith says, hi, sweetheart. Don't think you can see me, but I'm listening. We can see you, Faith. We can see your picture. with your beautiful granddaughter and your comments. So I'm so glad you're here. Denise Gorgie's here. Hi, everyone. Denise, we can actually see your name in your picture, too. Kathy Johnston says, I love being in nature. Went to the mountains just to enjoy the foliage. I enjoy crafting at times and being with my grandchildren and friends. Going out to eat at my favorite restaurant or for a special ice cream or just dessert at a restaurant. Yes, and I'm going to add one more to you. You take the most beautiful pictures. I don't know if you find your photography enjoyable, but I know I sure find your photography enjoyable. I love seeing your pictures of the foliage. So thanks for sharing that with us. And Faith loves my t-shirt. Thanks, Faith. And Kathy adds, oh, and shopping. That's a good one. Tammy Blizzard says, belt out songs, sometimes randomly, sometimes with the radio. I had written about that. I've started writing a chapter on this for my book, and I recommend to people that you put together, if you haven't already, a happy playlist. I put together on my iPhone or whatever, I guess it's on my iPhone, iTunes, all my favorite songs, at least the ones that I can remember. And then sometimes I add to it after I hear a song from the 70s or 80s that I love. But every song in that playlist makes me feel good or great or is associated with a really good memory from my life. And I'll be damned if I don't feel fantastic after listening to just a couple songs from that playlist. And I know you all have these songs too. Favorite songs for one reason or another. I love Mandy by Barry Manilow, I'm sorry to say. Happy by Pharrell. I can't stop, bouncing around a little bit, which some days may be, actually most days may be the most physical I get, but hey, it's something. Duran Duran, I was a big Duranie in the 80s. So I pick all my favorite songs, and when I'm feeling down or in need of some fun, that does it instantly, no question. Margaret DeCarico Morris says, I use whimsy in the yard, and it makes me smile each time I see it. I have a blue bottle tree, and I define flower beds with pretty plates. Oh, that's nice. I love that look. I have a few old typewriters in my fern garden. Oh, I want that. I would love to see pictures of that. I'm not sure if I have, Margaret. And I love old typewriters. In fact, after I get your comment off, I want to show you what I type on. Typewriters in my fern garden, and next summer I will plant succulents in the carriage spaces. I love old pieces of cedar, and I love plain old moss. I use less whimsy inside, but I'm looking forward to making it a home for my soul with books, pictures, pretty rocks, etc. That is beautiful. Thank you, Margaret, for sharing that with us. Those are such good things. Let me show you what I type on. Rob got it for me for my birthday. It's, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's an old-fashioned looking typewriter keyboard that I've got hooked up to both my iPad and my laptop, and I absolutely love it. It's so satisfying to me because it's got the clink of the old typewriters, and I love that. I don't know, it makes it feel productive and kind of old-fashioned, and I really like that. But I'm not planting this in the yard, but I have looked at some of the old Smith Coronas, Margaret, and I just love them. Oh, and this. Sorry. I love them so much. This is one of my pencil cases. Isn't that cute? Amazon. Amazon is one of my things that brings me pleasure, I'm sorry to say. But it's stuff that I would normally get at the store. I just haven't been going out to the stores. Diana says Kubler-Ross, I think. I'm not sure what that means. Was that a question? Sorry if I missed something. Kubler-Ross. I'm sorry, Diana, if you can explain to me. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but if the rest of you guys do, that's fabulous. Kathy also adds, and traveling. I love to visit my family who live so far away and to see new places. Lindsay Lou, my niece, this is my favorite quote, and I figured it ties into today's topic about having fun. I love this one too, Lindsay Lou. Life is not a dress rehearsal. The curtain is up and you're on. So get out there and give it your best shot. Lindsay's a theater lover, like my family, my daughter. That's a great quote. It totally ties in tonight. You're right. Life is not a dress rehearsal. We don't get to do today over again. So wouldn't you rather have some fun throughout the day? The more, the merrier. I mean, even kids, once they're, through preschool stage and they start going to school, they know you can't have fun all the time, but adding some fun to our lives is really important. Faith, good point. And I was talking about this too in my article, laughing at my absent-mindedness. Kind of like me calling myself a hot mess. Yeah. I laugh at it too. And I had mentioned a little while ago about our Flush the Format live chats. Some of the things that we talk about are pretty serious, when people need to vent about something new that's happened to them, or Tammy's laughing at her absent-mindedness too. A doctor's appointment gone bad. I mean, we have a lot of crying and seeking out comfort from our members, which we're happy to do. But I tell you, we had a member this week who was going through some major health stuff, and she was able to find laughter in it, which we all did. I think it releases the pressure cooker that we have building up inside of us. That's my opinion anyway. Again, not to be political, but last night we had, there was something on TV with two people talking here in America. Try not to be political. And they were going back and forth at each other. And, many of us are just tired of all this stuff. It's getting very stressful. It's been a weird year and we just want over with it. But you know what? People found the time to laugh about the fly that landed on somebody's head, one of the men that was talking. And I think we just needed that release. I've heard the fly has a Twitter account and everything. Haven't checked it out, but it would be funny. Faith saying hi. I'm getting comments on the keyboard. Isn't it great? All right, I'm skipping ahead. Here's Faith. Hi, I'm listening from Bonnie, Scotland. Fantastic to be a part of this fun. I know I can speak for so many people here. I am absolutely blessed that you came. We've missed you a lot. Faith is just an amazing person that always cares so much for others, just like the rest of our group, honestly. So it's so good to have you, Faith. Thank you for staying up. I remember when you used to come to Flush the Format at 1 o'clock in the morning and you'd be dozing off. Tammy says, I agree about Kathy's pictures. Denise says, I'm doing dot-to-dot books. That's a good idea. Oh, I think you told me about this. Listen to music, being in nature, being with my boys. Perfect. The thing is, too, fun is something very different to each of us. Something that you find fun, I may not find fun. I probably will. I like to have fun. I'm not a knitter, but I have a feeling if I were to start, I might enjoy it. I'm up for giving anything a shot right now because especially with the pandemic, if you're kind of confined to your house or you decide to be confined to your house, you need to find things that keep us occupied, keep us out of our head and ruminating on our situations, and just forget about this stuff for a while. Find our black ducks. Faith says, I'm listening. Oh, I got that already. Thank you. She does enjoy photography. Tammy says, my cat Rubs comes running. Oh, the name's Rubs of your cat. That's so cute. My cat Rubs comes running and rubs on my face, meowing when I sing loud. I'd like to think she likes it, but I'm betting she thinks I'm in pain. Probably. I'm a cat person too. We have a cat named Rory. I call her Rory, the Wonder Cat. And she brings so much joy to my life. She always seems to know when I need comfort. And she brings so much joy to my life. She makes me laugh. Faith is watching videos of my beautiful baby granddaughter. She melts my heart and I watch over and over. Because of the pandemic, Faith has been away from her, which is torture. How cool, Lauren. Cool keyboard, says Margaret. I need that keyboard. Amazon. It's called Quirky Writer. Like QWERTY, the QWERTY, but with a K. quirky writer on Amazon if you're interested. I love this thing. It's very indulgent, but I love it. Faith says, I'm happy having a great black duck right now because I am with very special friends. And Facebook user says, my son actually made me my own CD of my favorite happy songs. That's so thoughtful. One of which was also the song Happy. He humors me by letting me play it on road trips and tolerating me singing along at full volume. You know, that is the key, isn't it? If you can sing aloud at full volume and not care what you sound like and kind of prance around the house, that's the best. It's just the best. Music has the power. It's got so much power, but it's got the power to do that and help us forget about life for a while. Karen says, great quote. Great quote from Lindsay Lou. Thank you, Lindsay. It was a great quote. Faith says, my song is Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Is that from Monty Python? I forgot that. It is. Pamela Creighton says, I send funny memes to a friend as she starts her day, as I shared here. Faith says, trying to help someone who is struggling in any way makes me feel useful and then happy. That's an excellent point, Faith, and I forgot to write that down in my notes. Another one of the beautiful things about Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain is that we are there to help ourselves, of course, but also to help others. And when we're helping others in any way, maybe it's just listening to somebody, having a chat with them, privately, in the group, whatever, when you're helping somebody else, you do tend to forget about your own issues. It's a beautiful cycle, not a vicious cycle. It's a beautiful cycle of helping others to help ourselves. Thank you, Faith. That's important. I have to remember that. Pamela Creighton says, oops, sent too soon. I also send really bad photos of myself to selected friends. That is so cute. And that is not taking yourself too seriously. And I love that. When we start to take ourselves too seriously, we're starting to go down a really bad path. I love that. Faith says, fantastic. Cat Tammy. Kathy says, whoa, that's an expensive keyboard. Whoops. I was going to order one. Oh, well, they have cheaper ones. I don't know how much they are, but yeah, it was a little indulgent. It was a birthday gift. Okay, sorry, I meant to send that in private. No problem, sister. Not a problem at all. So besides all of you commenting on the things that bring you fun, I had one other question that we can add to that. What prevents you from allowing more fun into your life? Is there anything that prevents you from adding more fun? I find that the days that I don't add fun are usually my days where I'm in my head a lot. I don't know, kind of down in the dumps, depressed, a little bit hopeless. I always have some hope, thanks to AOG, thank God, and all of you guys. But there are some days, and let's face it, there's some days where you just want and need to have a pity party, and that's okay. That is okay. I had a friend tell me once that that it's okay to have a pity party, just don't make it last more than a day. So I try to do that. What was my point of feeling down? But those are the days where I usually don't allow fun into my life. Tomorrow I am hopefully meeting up with a friend. If the weather's nice, she's going to come over. She actually is Gwen Anajar, who's in the group, and she won Dr. Judith Orloff's book, and she happens to live locally to me, so I didn't have to mail it. So, and we haven't caught up in a long time, so we're going to social distance, I think, out on my deck outside with masks, and it'll be really nice to catch up with her outside. She's very conscientious about social distancing, as am I. So I'm really looking forward to that. Catching up with friends. You can do that a lot of different ways during the pandemic. You can pick up this is something interesting. This is actually a landline phone. We still have a landline phone. I tend to not pick it up too much because it's usually political calls or salespeople or whatever. but I am waiting for an important call, and they only have my landline because my cell doesn't work great in my house. But anyway, picking up the phone and calling a friend, maybe a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. Gosh, I mean, depending on how long you talk, that can bring you lots and lots of fun. You can write what we call happy mail. I actually got 3 pieces of happy mail today. Jill Cook, Arlene Hildred, and what was the third one? Oh, Deborah Emmer Scott wrote me a beautiful note. We do this in the group. We do something called Happy Mail, where we just take the time to write somebody a letter. If we can, writing it out, with a pen or pencil. And we've talked about this in the group before. What that does, it's a very mindful activity. When you write a letter, if you're able to write, if not, you can type it. But when you write a letter, your vision is completely on that person, isn't it? And then when you get one, oh my gosh, it makes you feel like a rock star, and you just feel so grateful that somebody took the time to think of you like that. Look at this card Deborah Emmer Scott gave me. Thank you, Deborah. This is so pretty. I mean, how can you not be happy when you get this? And look at her beautiful handwriting. Gorgeous. It made me very happy. Thank you. And Jill sent me a couple articles, and Arlene sent me the most awesome socks. I'm a very blessed woman, that is for sure. What else? We have a couple more comments. Kathy Johnston says, my own attitude prevents me from having fun at times, and my chronic illness, of course. Absolutely. And I think that's where I was going with my train of thought. The days I'm in my head, they tend to be higher pain days. And whether my pity party adds to that, it could be possible. Or if I'm just focusing so much on it that it seems like it's a higher pain day, that is possible too. So we've already said you can't have fun all the time, unfortunately. We can't be hedonists, but adding any of these ideas or your own ideas, which we'd love to hear about. Denise says, fear may sound dumb, but it's me being real. Does not sound dumb. Does not sound dumb. Fear is a doozy, and it's very difficult to get rid of. I feel like I spend my life trying to get rid of fear. And we actually had an episode about this a couple weeks ago. We talked about freedom. And one of the definitions that we found was freedom is the absence of fear, as is love. Love is the absence of fear. Can you ever truly have absence of fear? I'm human. I can't. But I can sure work on trying, and you guys help me with that for sure. Karen says, I really don't have any friends to have with. I forget how to have fun. We'll help you, Karen. Keep coming to Flush the Format. We have fun in there, and we are definitely your friends here in AOG. Oh, my mom. My parents are moving in a couple of weeks. They're leaving their house of 22 years, I think. They're downsizing. So they're going through all this stuff that they're giving to my sister and I, or donating or whatever. She writes, as I'm going through all our stuff in prep for moving, I found several letters from my mom, Precious. Definitely. When I got married, Grandma wrote me some this mom. She wrote me some recipes on index cards in her own handwriting. And they are so precious because we tend to not know people's handwriting much anymore. And people's handwriting is so precious. It can be really precious. Friends from high school, when you were in high school, you're writing notes to your friend and you had the special folding, maybe like the little football. I had a square way of folding it. You open the note and you would know who wrote you that note instantly because of the handwriting. But yes, our grandparents, your mom, that is precious for sure. Where did I leave off with? Tammy says, the fear of overdoing it and the consequences of it. Absolutely, Tammy, for sure. That fear is very real. And we learned that in AOG as well, that we can't, we have to, everything in moderation. As much as I can't stand that saying, it's just true. Everything has to be in moderation. With us, with our conditions, if we are having a good day and we overdo it because we're having a good day, it's very possible that the next day we could struggle even more because we overdid it. That's an excellent point. So again, everything in moderation. Faith says, "Oh, Deborah, that card actually has the same rainbow used in Britain for supporting health workers. I have one in my front window." Beautiful glitter, which I love. I've said this before, but if you haven't seen the episodes, I have like my personal hacks for having good days, and I put glitter on my face and my neck, even my lips, because I feel like if I'm sparkly on the outside, I'll tend to feel sparkly on the inside. It's just a little silly joke that I do, but I've had other people come to me and say it's called unicorn snot. Again, you can find it on Amazon, unicorn snot, and I've had people go out and get that glitter. My family can't stand it because they find glitter all over the place, but I love it. Facebook user, which might be Cecilia still. I'm not sure if it's you, Cecilia, but hi if it is, and hi if it's not. "I love nature, but the other evening I made my neighbor stop with me at the lake just to listen to the crickets and frogs. He wasn't very happy at first, but all of a sudden we were swarmed with a trillion mosquitoes. I started screaming and we went running to the car, still itching. But we are still itching, I'm guessing. I assume that from the way you wrote it, you're able to laugh about it. You were seeking fun. It may have been fun for a minute. The itching's not fun, but the story is funny. And, laughter, oh my gosh, you guys know laughter is such a black duck and such a way to have fun. Kathy reaffirms what I said. Karen, we're all friends here. Come to our Flush the Format chats. We have a lot of fun there. She's been coming almost every one lately. She was there yesterday. No, was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Wednesday. I encourage you all to try Flush the Format at least once or twice. You can come in and just listen and not have to participate. I guarantee you will leave that hour, sometimes longer, if people need to share, feeling very fulfilled in one way or another, whether you're listening and helping your fellows out in the group, or if you're the one that needs help. Just because our group is a no complaining group does not mean we don't know that we need to vent. It's not healthy to not vent. And that's why we offer them. In fact, we've talked about adding more, if they keep getting popular, which they are. Linda Edwards runs it and does a phenomenal job. Laughing about it, she says about the mosquitoes. Good, we are too. I wanted to see some of the other ways that I wanted to say this. Most of you know because I talk about her every episode, but my former co-admin of Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain was my best friend, Amy Gray, and she passed away in March. And she needed a heart transplant and wasn't able to get one in time, sadly. She was only 47, so very tragic, and she raised her granddaughter. She spent probably half of the time of her last year in the hospital, which she hated. I mean, nobody likes being in the hospital, that's for sure. But she had a lot of fear, and rightfully so, upcoming tests. Just the idea of a heart transplant was terrifying to her, of course. So I kind of took it upon myself to try to find as much fun as we could while in the hospital. So one of the things we did, I got one of these for her birthday. It's a desktop easel. I think I got it from Michael's. It wasn't expensive. Not like the keyboard cafe. And neither one of us could paint. We used watercolors. Neither one of us could do it, but the reason why I chose watercolors is because it's very forgiving. But I found this book, Paint Yourself Positive. It talked about the colors that you can use to be positive. And we didn't even paint. I found a couple of these, which sort of makes me want to cry, but got a couple cheap canvases. I mean, this is no painting, it's just kind of playing around with colors. I guess we were in an orange mood this day. This one Amy did. And I did make her happy with that stuff. because she forgot about stuff. Even briefly, she forgot about that stuff. And so did I, for that matter. I was worried about her. I was worried about myself. This I did a long time ago, and I don't remember why or how, but that's very artistic for me. So incorporating art, you don't have to be good at it. Try something new. There's great apps, and now I forget what they are, but learning a new language, learning a new hobby, craft, maybe revisiting an old one. You don't have to feel guilty for having fun. In fact, now that you've listened to this and contributed to this, you know that it's good for your health. And finding, moderation in your day to add more of these things that bring you joy. A joyous life is not fun. And what we have to deal with our struggles is absolutely not fun. But we have control over so little with our conditions. We do control whether or not we have fun. We have control over that. Will it make you forget things for a while? I don't know, probably. I like to laugh at myself too. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I think it was last week actually, that I can laugh at some of my symptoms because I think that's what I need, is to laugh at them, even though they're really not funny. But you guys know, if you live with chronic pain, illness, disability, that sometimes you just have to laugh, because if you don't laugh, you cry, right? And I cry too, but laughing is more fun. Faith says, as you did just now, Lauren, was yesterday Wednesday? Giggling because I don't even know what day it is. Doesn't matter either. It took me a while to figure it out, Faith, but yes, yesterday was Wednesday. And Thursdays are my favorite day of the week because I get to do this live broadcast with you guys, and I really do enjoy them. And I love to hear what you guys have to say. Faith, you really did make my day by being here tonight. I thought for sure you'd fall asleep, although I think you said you were going to set your alarm. Grateful for that. And you guys, your comments are just so intelligent and thoughtful and fantastic. That's why I don't want to just sit here and talk to you. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Oh, that is so neat, Lauren. What a great idea and gift. Yes, she loved it. She was better. She was a little bit better than I am, which is not good at all. Both of us were terrible, but it didn't matter. We had fun. We got cheap watercolors, some cheap brushes, and we just had fun. Also, not in the hospital, but when she would come over to my house, sometimes she would stay for several days, a week, with her granddaughter, Anna. And she would look. I used to sell creative memories, scrapbooking things back in the early 2000s. I'm sure many of you know this stuff. It was like you go into homes and you sell scrapbooking products. So I wish I could show you, but I have a whole shelf back there of my kids' baby books and things that they did when they were young. Hang on, Lindsay, I'll get back to that. Oh, she's got a good one too. So Amy thought that her granddaughter, Anna, deserved a baby book. So I told her the tip we used to do is start current and work backwards, because if you try to start from the beginning, and just the thought of like catching up to the current is too overwhelming. So if you start current and work backwards, it's much easier. So she started a scrapbook for Anna, which I'm holding on to. She left me some pictures that I'm hoping to add. But they're beautiful pictures of her and Anna at her birth, her mom. And this is something my kids, well, especially Riley, my daughter, she looks at hers constantly. And this is an activity like Happy Mail, where it's very mindful, because all you're doing is thinking of, this was a holiday event that we went to. My daughter dresses up like princesses on the weekends for this awesome company in northern New Jersey that hires princesses to go to parties. And they had a holiday thing 2 years ago, and we got pictures with Santa. I'm sorry, I never get the camera straight, but as you can see, this is something that Anna's going to cherish forever. And Amy loved doing it. In fact, it was kind of torturing her that she didn't get far enough, but I told her I would do the best I can, and then give it to the current people that are watching her son, and her soon-to-be daughter-in-law. I was wondering if anybody noticed this. Linda Kanalikia says, well, congratulations, Lauren. It's the first time you were able to talk about your best friend you lost without crying. Ah, you got me. That's a huge step. I know. I did, though. I did. I may be crying a little now, but I did. Thank you for noticing, Lindsay. Linda. I'm going to Lindsay next. Not that there's anything wrong with crying, but I've been a basket case during these episodes sometimes. And that's okay. I've got little Amy right here with me all the time. And we all loved her. She was a wonderful admin. All right, Lindsay Lou. And Lauren, you inspired me to start a gratitude journal where I write a few things I am grateful for each day. Good vibes. Lindsay, thank you for reminding me. I was going to talk about journaling. Oh, I see we're already after the hour. Okay, just a couple more and then we'll have to go. But gratitude journals are fantastic. All journaling is fantastic. I started, and I was going to mention this also, so thank you, Lindsay, for reminding me. I thought when the pandemic started, I thought that someday my ancestors will really appreciate, I think, written journal about what exactly was happening during this pandemic. Because I sure didn't think a pandemic could happen in my lifetime. So I don't write in it as much as I could, but it's something. And a gratitude journal, there's so many studies about how beneficial gratitude journals are. You can write even before bed. They say if you write 3 things you're grateful for before you go to bed, it's a wonderful thing. Thank you, Lindsay. Kathy, who was also good friends with Amy, says, okay, now I'm crying. How precious that is. Oh, dear Amy, how we miss you. Faith, that book for Anna is just a treasure. It's brought a tear to my eye. Night, folks, and thanks for making Friday a happy, smiling. Wait a minute, did we skip from Wednesday to Friday? I guess it is Friday for you. It'll be Friday for a lot of us soon, too. Thank you, Faith. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks to all of you for coming. I feel like there was something I wanted to say that was a good ending, but I'm just going to say that we can all, as a group, everybody that watched tonight, try to incorporate more fun into our lives. And we can write about it in the group, in the comments, whatever, but we can do this. We can do this. Just because you were diagnosed with something or are in pain does not mean you can't have fun anymore. The pandemic throws a wrench into everything too, depending on what you feel you can or can't do. But we can have fun. So good night, everybody. Peace and love. I'll see you all next week. Oh, I got something new. Let me see if I can figure this out. All right. Bye, everybody. Love you. Thanks for tuning in.